जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारे जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारे जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारे यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन जमुना तेरा वनचारे जमुना तेरा वनचारे जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारे जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारे जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारे जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारे यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन जमुना तेरा वनचारे जमुना तेरा वनचारे जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारे जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारे जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारे जय राधा माधव जय राधा माधव राधा माधव जय राधा माधव जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतशिष्य माधव चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी चल प्रभुपाद की। ISKCON Beauty Founder Acharya's Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada की। जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतशिष्य श्रीमद् भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर श्रील प्रभुपाद की। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की। श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की। श्री श्री गौर निताई की। श्री लक्ष्मी नरसिंह भगवान की। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की। हरिनाम संकीर्तन की। निताई गौर प्रेमानंदी। All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Jnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshu Sunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Sapadantikam Vandeham Sri Gura Sri Juta Padakamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Nitam Tam Sajivam Adaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanitanscha Namom Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhasya Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha Hitanang Pavanebho Vaishnavebho Namo Namah Namo Mahavadannaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratishe Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Prem. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Mukam karati vachalam pangulanghaite giring jatkripa tamaham bande Sri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna. So welcome all the devotees for the Saturday morning Bhagavatam class. So instead of discussing from Bhagavatam, we will be discussing on a topic. Topic is entitled An Ideal Vaishnava Community. Because we are living in a Vaishnava community and we want to be ideal. If you are not already ideal, if you are ideal, then you can become more ideal. If you are more ideal, then you can become most ideal. There is no limit in our spiritual perfection. And that is a very important topic because Mahaprabhu has stressed so much on this topic. So, Krishna has told in Bhagavad Gita, Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam saranang braja aham tang sarva papebhya mokshasami masuchaha. he actually expected that we should surrender unto him, give up all varieties of religion and surrender unto him, and Krishna gave an assurance that I'll take care of the problem if there is any in that process. So he spoke, then he left the planet, but he saw that people are not surrendering. So he started thinking that my lecture did not have much impact. Sometimes also those who are preaching Krishna consciousness, they come to devotees and say, Prabhuji, we are trying so much, but things are not happening. So you should not be discouraged. We are following the same parampara, because Krishna also was thinking my lecture was not having a lot of impact in the lives of the devotees. So he was thinking what to do, because Krishna is very compassionate by nature. Out of compassion, he wants to see that the conditioned soul take the process of Krishna consciousness and go back home, back to Godhead, and be happy there. Krishna is very happy all the time, eternally happy, unlimitedly happy. So he wants to see also his part and parcel to be happy. It's natural. A father wants to see his children to be happy. Whether the children want to be happy or not, that can be a question mark. But the parents always want that the children should be happy. Out of ignorance, children may not know what is happiness, what is distress. But the father exactly knows what is good for the children. Right or wrong? So generally, we pray to different kinds of personalities in our life. Praying is very important aspect of our life. But we pray for material benefits. And different kinds of personalities which are known as demigods, they are also very eager to give those benedictions. Right? And they create problems also, not for him, not for that person who is getting the benediction, also for others. Just like Brahma. Brahma gave benediction to Hiranyakashipu that he will not be killed. He wanted to become immortal at the beginning. That Brahma said, I am not immortal, so how can I give you the boon of immortality? She said, okay. So the demoniac brain, intelligence, they always have a tendency to cheat. So he thought, okay, you don't want to give, but I know how to get it. So he gave some conditions that I will not be killed during daytime, I will not be killed during night time, I will not be killed by man and animal. He put a lot of conditions. And by that conditions, he thought that I got all the blessings from Brahma, so I became immortal. So Brahma is happy, Hiranyakashipu is happy, but the problem is with Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he always complains to the demigods, you all give benedictions, but I have to handle it. Because misusing that benediction, Hiranyakashipu was terrorizing the whole universe. And nobody was able to kill him. Even Lord, it is difficult for him to kill because he has to fulfill all the conditions said by Lord Brahma in his boon. So he had to take a form, fulfilling all the conditions of Brahma. So Krishna is very expert to manage everything, but still difficulty was there. So point I am trying to make, that a real well-wisher is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So demigods, they give what you want, but the Supreme Personality of Godhead gives what we need. That is the difference. But sometimes people don't understand that. So therefore, the worship of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is not so popular. But the worship of other demigods is very popular. Why? Whatever they want, they get it. So getting boon is good, but we have to know what is good for us. But Lord knows what is good for us. So Krishna knew what is good for us. That's why he wanted that all of us should surrender unto him. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam saranam braja. But things are not happening. So he thought that theoretical class is not working. Right? So I have to give some practical classes. Those who study science, engineering, medical, so they have theoretical classes in the classroom and also have practical classes, right or wrong? So practical classes are very important and students learn more, relate more in those practical classes. So Krishna thought that my lecture in the battlefield of Kurukshetra is not working so much. So therefore I have to exhibit something practically. So Lord Krishna assumed the form of Sriman Mahaprabhu and became a practical teacher and teaching us how to practice bhakti. That's why Mahaprabhu's pastimes are very, very important in our life, because it's on the level of a practicing devotee. He is showing us how to practice bhakti. And that is very, very, very important in our life, because unless we see some examples, practical examples, it's very, very difficult to follow certain instructions. So Mahaprabhu came and Mahaprabhu exhibited that example. So I am talking all this to establish what I was talking? Establish the practical way of practicing Krishna consciousness. So one associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was asking a question to Sriman Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Puri, that my dear Lord, we are all household devotees, we stay at home. What we should do in our life to get perfection in our life? So Mahaprabhu answered very nicely and he gave two proposals what to do. He said, first thing, in order to get perfection in our spiritual life, we have to chant the holy name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Then he said that we have to serve the Vaishnavas also. The second instruction, chanting of the holy name and serving the Vaishnavas. And that is a problem for all of us, that instruction. Because chanting of the holy name is easy. Not easy, but comparatively easy. But the serving the Vaishnavas is very difficult. That's why the topic is very relevant for all of us. I am trying to establish the background of our topic. Why Vaishnava community is needed. So Mahaprabhu said, yes, you have to serve the Vaishnavas. Then that associate, that devotee asked Mahaprabhu, I understand what is the chanting of the holy name, but how do I know who is a Vaishnava? So who is a Vaishnava? How do I know? So Mahaprabhu answered. Mahaprabhu said, whoever chants the holy name of the Lord once, he is a Vaishnava. Good answer. So he was happy, but not fully satisfied. He asked the same question again. That my dear Lord, how do I know that who is a Vaishnava? Then Mahaprabhu replied, whoever chants the holy name of the Lord constantly, he is a Vaishnava. So he was more satisfied, but not completely satisfied. Again, he asked the same question, my dear Lord, how do I know that someone is a Vaishnava? So Mahaprabhu replied that by seeing someone, if one is inspired to chant the holy name of the Lord, that person is a Vaishnava. So now, that devotee was completely satisfied. So Mahaprabhu gave 3 answers to the same question. Generally we ask multiple choice questions, right? And only one answer is available, that is correct answer. But Mahaprabhu gave 3 answers. Which one is correct? Huh? All are correct. It's a totally unusual multiple choice question, right? So whatever answers Mahaprabhu gave, all 3 answers are correct. And by this answer, Mahaprabhu revealed 3 categories of Vaishnavas, 3 levels. Everywhere some category is there, don't mind with that. Because life is full of variety. Always we all become one. There is oneness in quality, but there is variety also. So everywhere there is variety. So in our Vaishnava community also there will be variety. So Mahaprabhu said that whoever chants the holy name once, he is a Vaishnava. That Vaishnava is a Kanishta Adhikari Vaishnava. And whoever chants the holy name of the Lord all the time, he is a Madhyama Adhikari Vaishnava. And whoever chants, whoever inspires others to chant the holy name of the Lord, he is Uttam Adhikari Vaishnava. So this is the answer, and this is the lesson we are getting from the answer of Mahaprabhu. So Mahaprabhu said that our life will be perfect if we chant the holy name of the Lord and if we serve the Vaishnavas. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur has also said, the perfection of our life is to chant the holy name of the Lord in the association of devotees. Sadhu sange hori naam ei matro chai, sangsar jinite ar kono bostu nai. The only treasure in the whole creation is chanting of the holy name of the Lord in the association of devotees. So sadhu sangha is very important. Mahaprabhu also told, Bhagavata Poragiya Bhagavata Sthane. We cannot study Bhagavatam alone. We have to study Bhagavatam in the association of devotees. We have to chant the holy name of the Lord in the association of devotees. So this is the conclusion of the Shastra. This is the conclusion given by the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself. And Lord also declares that where He resides, Naham tishtami vaikunthe yogina hridaya subha tatra tishtami narada jatra gayanti madbhakta. So Lord is telling that I don't reside in Vaikuntha planet. Naham tishtami vaikunthe. We all want to go back, come back to Godhead, but Lord is telling we don't stay there. I don't stay there. Naham tishtami vaikunthe. I don't reside in Vaikuntha planet. It's a good news. It's a good news because you don't have to go there. Yogina hridaya subha. I don't reside in the heart of the yogi. Then my Lord, where you stay? Tatra tishtami narada jatra gayanti madbhakta. So I reside in those places where my devotees glorify me. So that is the place. So where Lord resides? Association of devotees. When devotees gather together and glorify the Supreme Personality of Godhead, in that place Lord resides. So Lord is eternally residing in Vaikuntha planet. So what is Vaikuntha planet? Vaikuntha planet means where glorification of the Lord goes on constantly, continuously, without any break, without any lunch break, without any dinner break, without any other breaks. I don't want to go into detail. We need breaks. What to talk about in the Vaikuntha planet? When Parikshit Maharaj, when he was hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, 7 days and 7 nights, no break. Don't be discouraged by that. We have some hope also. There is some benefit of hearing Bhagavatam with break also, no problem. But point I am trying to make, what is the quality of Vaikuntha planet? Quality of the Vaikuntha planet is that glorification of the Supreme Personality of Godhead continues eternally without any break. And Lord resides in those places. Continuity. So continuity gives the glimpse of eternity. Eternal, how we can be eternal? I was discussing on my New Year Eve lecture that we can experience the eternity and come out from the defects of this temporary nature of this material world by engaging all our time in the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We can also become eternal. How? When we are constantly engaged in the service of the Lord. So therefore Prabhupada said that we should be always engaged in the service of the Lord. More than 24 hours a day, Prabhupada was telling. What is the symptom of Krishna consciousness? We have to be engaged in the service of the Lord more than 24 hours a day. Then he said, no, how we can have 24 hours, more than 24 hours. So try to manage in 24 hours. And somewhere he said, we should have service of 36 hours every day. Somebody said, Prabhupada, only 24 hours is available. He said, okay, you can have 36 hours service, try to manage in 24 hours. So means we should be always engaged. So by hearing all this lecture, we become very inquisitive now. We have a nature of asking question. So one devotee went to Prabhupada, that you told that we should be always engaged, we should be always Krishna conscious, always thinking of Him. So when I sleep, how I can be Krishna conscious? Prabhupada said, try to learn to be Krishna conscious when you are awake. That is the first step. Then when you are Krishna conscious during your time, during the day when you are not sleeping, then you can learn how to become Krishna conscious while you are sleeping. Why? Because a pure devotee never sleeps. Prabhupada said, a pure devotee never sleeps. So don't try that, huh? Okay. I will give a disclaimer clause of every statement I make, because devotees may do something and all blame will come to me. So, a pure devotee never sleeps. And he is giving the example of 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan. And he said that these Goswamis, they used to sleep 2 hours a day. And sometimes they also used to forget that also. How they can forget sleeping? We can forget other things, but eating, sleeping, forgetting is very difficult. And for Prabhupada's life also, he exhibited that. He used to sleep by 10:30, 11 and used to get up at 1 o'clock. But during those time, he did not sleep. Just relaxing the body, because we are in this material world. Just to get the energy and again start the service. So a pure devotee, they sleep. Why? They want to get back the energy to serve again. And someone who is very pure and completely transcendental, they don't need to sleep at all. Just like Sri Raghunath Das Goswami. He used to do bhajan for 22 hours, 30 minutes every day. By hearing this, we feel very discouraged, right? So 22 hours, 30 minutes bhajan. Can you imagine? He used to chant minimum 64 rounds. He used to offer obeisances to the Vaishnavas 3000 times. For us, 1-2 times difficult. When we stay in Mayapur during Gaur Purnima time, any sannyasi, Daddavat, we used to, how many? Oh my God, so many times. Very difficult, few times in a day. But he used to offer obeisances to the Vaishnavas 3000 times every day. And he used to offer obeisances to his Ishtadevs 2000 times every day. And he used to glorify Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He used to speak about Mahaprabhu at the bank of Radhakund, I think 3 to 4 hours every day. And 1.5 hours for all other activities. So that is Raghunath Das Goswami. What time he used to eat? No timing, no lunch time. Because he stopped eating. Every 3-4 days he used to drink 1 cup of buttermilk. And that day he used to feel very bad. Today I had a lot of sense gratification. Why? I drank 1 cup of buttermilk. That is called absorption in Krishna consciousness. That is called Vaikuntha platform. That is the spiritual world. They are showing what is the nature of the spiritual world. Prabhupada used to say there is no feeling of eating, sleeping, mating and defending in the spiritual world. They eat not because of hunger. They don't feel hungry because their body is transcendental. And Prabhupada is saying they don't feel any sex desire. Although the people there are so beautiful, extremely beautiful, super beautiful, but they don't feel any sex attraction because they are completely absorbed in Krishna consciousness. That is the nature of the spiritual world. That is the nature of the community in the spiritual world. So Mahaprabhu came on this planet to exhibit that kind of community, which is the topic for discussion today. Community. So community is very much needed. It's an integral part of our life, whether you are practicing Krishna consciousness or not. Because we are social beings, we need people in our life to be happy. Jai Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki jai, Shri Gaur Nitai ki jai, Lakshmi Narsingh Bhagavan ki jai. So in order to be happy, we need people. And when we are with the people, we have difficulty. Right? And in the modern day society, staying together is very difficult. That's why we say becoming devotees is difficult. Stay devotee is more difficult. And to stay happy in Krishna consciousness is most difficult. But Prabhupada said, chant and be happy. What is that? So to experience that happiness, you have to go through the process. And that happiness can be experienced when we follow the examples of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we cannot be happy alone. Krishna, although he is Atmaram, he is completely satisfied. But he became two. One Lord became two. And from two it became many. So in order to experience happiness, we need people. Lord is also with the devotees. One of the quality of Krishna, that he is always surrounded by devotees. In the same way, if we want to experience happiness in Krishna consciousness, we have to be in the association of devotees. And Prabhupada said that if someone is thinking that I can be happy and practice Krishna consciousness without devotees, what is this? This is phantasmagoria or something, what he has used is impractical. It cannot be possible. We have to be in the association of devotees. And that's why we need devotee community, Vaishnava community. And Mahaprabhu is teaching us that in order to experience Krishna consciousness, in order to experience happiness in Krishna consciousness, we have to know how to live in Vaishnava community. And if we cannot do that, we are not eligible to enter into the spiritual world, because spiritual world is the spiritual community of Vaishnavas. So unless we practice here and know how to do it, we will not be allowed to enter into the spiritual world. That's why Mahaprabhu personally came and taught us how to be in the association of devotees. So there are some principles to have an ideal Vaishnava community. The first principle of ideal Vaishnava community is that Krishna should be the center of our life. A community has to be set up keeping Krishna in the center. Unless Krishna is the center, there is no question of community. So who is the center in our normal life? I am the center. I am Krishna. That's why I am the center. In material life, in the normal life in this world, I am the center. That I has to be replaced. That is the first austerity. We talk about different austerity now, external austerity. The first austerity of our spiritual life, that I has to be replaced by Krishna. Krishna is the center of our life. That's why Prabhupada has named this society International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Krishna is the center. Why? There is a big science. We will discuss in detail. Because if this is not understood, then there is no question of Vaishnava community. The center of Vaishnava life individually is Krishna, and the center of Vaishnava life as a community is Krishna. So Krishna is the center of life, because in the spiritual world, Krishna is the center. What kind of center Krishna is? Everybody is looking at Krishna in the spiritual world. And one Maharaj was telling, people think, oh, why we should become envious of Krishna? And he was explaining, it's natural to be envious of Krishna. One blue boy is there in the spiritual world, and how many girls are looking at him? I used to know that 1 billion. Then I came to know from Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur commentary, when Krishna was manifesting his pastime in this material world, he used to have pastime with 3 billion gopis. So I don't know how many is there in the spiritual world, unlimited. So this unlimited numbers of most wonderful girls staring at Krishna constantly. So it's natural for us to be envious of that person. But I am trying to make a point, in the spiritual world, who is the center? Krishna is the center. And Krishna reciprocates with all of us. It's not that, oh, whether Krishna remembers my name or not, Krishna knows me or not. Personal relationship, no? Personality. Krishna can reciprocate with devotees, unlimited number of devotees, because Krishna can manifest himself unlimitedly. That is the glory of Krishna. So therefore, keeping Krishna in the center is very safe approach in our life, because Krishna can reciprocate. And what is the other advantage of Krishna being in the center? Because Krishna does not expect anything other than love. But in this world, people expect everything other than love. We think that is love, right? In this world, I love you means give me something. What you are giving. The magnitude or intensity of love depends on intensity of offering gifts. So more you give, more you experience love. But in the spiritual world, Krishna does not expect anything. Why Krishna does not expect anything? Because he does not need anything. In this world, we need so many things. We have a lot of demands, lot of needs. That's why every relationship is tainted with selfish motive. Because we want something in this life. We want. Expectations are there. Where there are expectations in relationship cannot be pure. Expectations are there. So Krishna is the center of a devotee community. And why he should be the center? Because that relationship with Krishna is very, very pure, because Krishna does not expect anything from all of us. He only wants pure love. Patrang puspang phalang toyang jome bhakta prajachati. He does not demand anything else other than pure love. So Krishna should be the center. That's why Prabhupada was establishing temple. Very important. Because deities are very, very important in our life to build a relationship. Keeping Krishna in the center by talk is not enough. That's why we need temples in our community. So temple-based community is the perfect community. If there is no temple, it's very difficult to have good community. That's why Prabhupada established different centers of ISKCON, because that center will be the center of our community, because Lord is the center of that temple. So in a family also, how a family can be a good family? Where Krishna is the center. So it is said that house, the Sanskrit word of house is known as bhavan, you know. So, we are expert in Sanskrit. So, bhavan has two aspects, va and ban. Va means Bhagavan. So, what is bhavan? Bhavan is a place where Lord is there. Bhavan. But if va is taken out, then bhavan becomes ban. What is the meaning of ban? Forest. And who stays in the forest? Who stays? Okay. I don't say. You say. So animals stay in the forest. So means a human life without keeping Krishna in the center is animalistic life. So that's why a family can stay together who can pray together. So Krishna has to be the center. If Krishna is the center, then we can be united. We'll talk about that also. Prabhupada says that we talk about universal brotherhood. But if we don't have one father, how we can have universal brotherhood? Many fathers is problem. Right or wrong? Family will be divided. Why we are divided? Because we don't have common father. That's why Prabhupada said that in order to have universal brotherhood, we should have a common father. And Krishna declares in Bhagavad Gita, Aham Bijaprada Pita. I am the father of all living entities. So, keeping Krishna in the center is very, very important, because that principle of Krishna in the center can unite the community. In ISKCON also, how we can be united? If Prabhupada is the center. If Prabhupada is not the center, it will be divided. And that division can take place in many different ways. So Srila Prabhupada is the founder Acharya of ISKCON, representative of Krishna. So he should be the center of our community. Krishna represented by Srila Prabhupada. Because we don't know who is Krishna, but we know who is Prabhupada. Because we need a living example. So Krishna is represented by Srila Prabhupada. So therefore in our community, Srila Prabhupada should be the center. Then our community can be united. One father. Many fathers means divisions. One father means unity. So Krishna should be the center of our community. First principle. So how long I can continue, Prabhuji? Time is flying. I didn't realize that it is already 9 is up. No, they have other work, no? Saturday. 9:30? Let's see how it goes, because evening I have to finish this topic, right? Complete it. So you all agree that Krishna should be the center in our community? How many of you agree? Please raise your hand. Okay. So it is agreed. So you should not debate on that. So one by one we establish these principles by the democratic process, by raising hand. Acceptance has to be there. So it's all accepted that Krishna should be the center of our community. Second principle is there should be a genuine relationship based on love and trust. That is the second principle. So relationship is the primary characteristics of a Vaishnava community. Relationship is very much important because our existence is based on relationship. But in this material world, we don't focus on relationship. We focus on achievements. So achievements is the primary goal of the conditioned souls. But spiritual community is not focused on achievements. Spiritual community focuses on relationships. Because there is nothing to achieve in the spiritual world. And one of very senior devotee from Mayapur, his name is Janani Prabhu. He said that as soon as we surrender our life to a bona fide spiritual master, everything is achieved. I don't know how much faith we have in that word, in that sentence. He said, as soon as we accept a bona fide spiritual master in our life, everything is achieved. It's a very deep statement. Why we are not united? Why we don't have good relationship? Because we want to achieve things. Orientation towards achievement is very dangerous in our community. There is nothing wrong to do something wonderful. But if that becomes the goal of life in a community, that disturbs the community spirit. So, relationship is more important than achievements. We should not try to achieve something by breaking relationships. So relationship should be the top priority. So generally you have a tendency to give feedback. So do like this, do like that. Tendency is there, na? Why? Because we always think we are better. So this relationship will be meaningful and genuine when we cultivate the quality of humility. Because this topic is very, very deep topic, relationship. So genuine relationship cannot be established unless and until we cultivate the great Vaishnava quality which Prabhupada and Sriman Mahaprabhu has emphasized again and again, again and again, again and again, humility. Because opposite of humility is ego. So ego breaks the relationship. The greatest obstacle in our relationship is ego. I am right. We always want to establish that we are right. But relationship is more than being right. Relationship is not that I am right or I am wrong. Relationship is not so poor. Relationship is not so hollow that I am right, you are wrong. In this world, fight is based on this principle that I am right, you are wrong. And we keep on arguing on this point because we don't value relationship. So when we value relationships, what happens? We go beyond the concept of right and wrong. So we have to value relationship more than anything in our community. Then good community will be established. And that can be possible, just like we said, ego is the greatest obstacle and it can divide the community like anything. Easily it can break relationship, easily it can divide the community. But the most magnetic quality which can unite the community and have a wonderful relationship, that quality is the quality of humility. Very powerful. That's why Mahaprabhu has chosen Rupa Goswami to be the Acharya of our line. We are Rupanuga Vaishnava. We follow in the footsteps of the teachings of Rupa Goswami. Why? Why Mahaprabhu chose Rupa Goswami? And he was very, very careful also to establish why Rupa Goswami was the Acharya. He is the Acharya of our line. So Mahaprabhu is showing the deep principle. Why Rupa Goswami is the Acharya? Because he exhibited the quality of humility. Extreme humility. Instead of being from a very aristocratic background, you cannot think of his background, what a background he had. He was from a very wonderful family lineage, aristocratic family lineage. He was extremely intelligent. He was extremely qualified. He was highly educated. Not only that, he was extremely beautiful. And he was also having a very high position in the government. Whatever you can think of to be a successful person, he had everything. But that kind of person is showing the level of humility which we cannot think of. And when Mahaprabhu met Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami together in Ramkeli, Mahaprabhu revealed that secret. He went to meet Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami. David Khas and Sakar Mallik were the name before they were initiated by Mahaprabhu. So Rupa and Sanatan told that, my dear Lord, we are more sinful than Jagai and Madhai. And genuinely speaking that, it's not they are doing some drama. We always do drama, no? Prabhuji, I am so fallen, I am so sinful, but internally I know I am the best. We show our humility to impress people. Because we always hear humility is very important. So in order to attract the attention of the devotee community members, we have to act in a humble way. We don't have to act. It's not a matter of performance. Oh, I perform well. How? I perform very well in the field of humility. It's not a matter of performance. It's not a matter of acting. It's not a matter of show off. It's not a matter to impress others. We have to genuinely practice it. Then that will attract the attention of Sriman Mahaprabhu. So Rupa and Sanatan attracted the attention of Mahaprabhu. Why? Because they are exhibiting true humility. And they are truly expressing that we are more sinful than Jagai and Madhai, because there is nobody to see the drama, right? Only Rupa and Sanatan are there. There is nobody to see the drama. And Mahaprabhu was very impressed, and he said, I cannot tolerate your humility. What a cultural shock for us. He said that your humility is breaking my heart. And for all of us, Mahaprabhu is telling, your pride is breaking my heart, he is telling. So we are so proud, our pride is breaking the heart of Mahaprabhu. That's why he is teaching us, Trinadapi sunichena tarorapi sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadari. But this verse is not applicable for Rupa and Sanatan. So, that is the benediction of a person who shows genuine humility. So how come Rupa Goswami was empowered? So Mahaprabhu was dancing in front of Lord Jagannath in Jagannath Puri during Rath Yatra, and he was singing a love song. Looks like a mundane love song. You hear, no? From Hindi movie. So he was singing like that. What kind of song? The meaning of this song is that, oh, I am the same lover, you are the same beloved, but we are not experiencing that kind of love while we are meeting before at the bank of Reva River under a Betusi tree. He was talking about their experience in the past. And that is the reality also. In our modern world, before marriage, always is good experience, right? So we are, oh, how we are doing so nice when we used to meet together before marriage. Now things have changed, we are not experiencing the same love. Because every day, same face, not so interesting. So love is beautiful only before marriage. Don't be discouraged, he is very discouraged, looks like. So Mahaprabhu was singing that song, but he was a very strict sannyasi. What to talk about talking to women? Even the women could not come near Mahaprabhu. He was so strict. And that Mahaprabhu is singing a love song. What a contradiction. But that is not a contradiction, because Mahaprabhu was revealing something very, very high philosophical aspect of our spiritual life. But nobody could understand. But who could understand? Rupa Goswami. And he composed a verse explaining the meaning of that love song. While Rupa Goswami was there with Haridas Thakur in Jagannath Puri, staying with Haridas Thakur in Siddha Bakul. So he wrote, and what is the meaning of that verse? Mahaprabhu was revealing the mood of Srimati Radharani. Because you know, Krishna left Vrindavan and gopis were not allowing Krishna to go out. Right? You know, Akrura came to take Krishna Balaram out of Vrindavan. He took them to Mathura. So gopis were stopping. Then Krishna managed, very intelligent, no? Krishna said, no problem. Don't stop now. I have some work, and after finishing the work, I'll come back. So gopis had a lot of faith in the words of Krishna. So Krishna said, they believe. So Krishna went, but he never came back. Many years passed. So, in Kurukshetra, during solar eclipse, the inhabitants of Vrindavan, they went to take bath, and also Krishna Balaram along with the devotees of Dwaraka, they also went to take bath. And there, Radharani met Krishna after many, many years. That time Radharani expressed that mood, that my dear Lord, you are the same Krishna, I am same Radharani, but I am not experiencing that happiness. Better we go back at the bank of Jamuna in Vrindavan, then we can experience that same love. That was the mood. And Mahaprabhu was exhibiting that mood, and Rupa Goswami could understand that. Then Mahaprabhu was impressed. He said, how come Rup knows my heart? He was asking Sarup Damodar. Sarup Damodar, how come Rup Goswami knows my heart? He said, Mahaprabhu, who has received your blessings, can know your heart. So by this we can understand that you have given him unlimited blessings. He was completely empowered. So Rupa Goswami was empowered by Mahaprabhu. Why? Because he was very, very humble, completely surrendered at the lotus feet of Sriman Mahaprabhu. That is the qualification. Rupa Goswami is not our Acharya because, he was from a very aristocratic family lineage. Rupa Goswami is not our Acharya because he was so highly educated and gave up. It's not that Rupa Goswami was having a very high political position in the ministry. It's not that Rupa Goswami was so beautiful looking, effulgent, handsome. That was not the qualification. The real qualification is the internal beauty. External beauty goes away by the process of time. Internal beauty increases by the process of time. So therefore, the Lord is attracted by the internal beauty. And internal beauty means the qualities in our character. The Lord is not attracted by the beauty. While Krishna was dancing with the gopis, so many gopis, wonderful gopis, as soon as they thought, oh, we are special, because Krishna is dancing with us. As soon as they expressed that little pride that Krishna is with us, immediately Krishna left them. So Krishna is not attracted by the external beauty. He is attracted by humility. So gopis, they are so elevated, endowed with so many qualities, unlimited qualities, but in spite of that little bit of pride, little bit of tinge of ego they exhibited, Krishna immediately left them. So what to talk of ourselves? We are filled with ego, sometimes tinge of humility is there, and we expect that Krishna will be there with me all the time. So for the gopis, they are endowed with humility, wonderful qualities, a little tinge of pride, Krishna left them. So what kind of humility we should cultivate in our life in order to attract the attention of Krishna, in order to experience the presence of Krishna in our life. So that is the primary foundational quality of a devotee individually and devotee community collectively. Unless that quality is cultivated, there is no question of community. So it will become com-unity. Com means less, unity. That kind of community will get. Literal community, com-unity. But if you want to have real community, united, based on the principle of Krishna consciousness, then we have to cultivate the quality of humility. Humility unites, ego divides. So ego comes from where? You should know, na? The source of everything. So what is the source of ego? No. Pride is ego only. Another meaning of pride is ego. So what is the root cause of ego? Huh? You don't know? Better not to know, Prabhu. Now that's the symptom of ego. No, envy is the outcome of ego. You don't know? So better you don't have ego, right? Desire to control. That's another symptom of ego. So ego comes from ignorance. Avidya. So ignorance. What is ignorance and what is knowledge? Ignorance means not knowing our constitutional position. Krishna bhuli je jeev Bhagavan chakare nikatastha mayatare jhapatiya dhare. That is called ignorance. Forgetfulness of Krishna is ignorance. So when you forget Krishna as the controller, forgetting Krishna is the proprietor, when you forget that, then what happens? We start thinking that we are the controller, we are the proprietor, and that is the symptom of ego. So root cause of ego is forgetfulness of Krishna. And what is the root cause of forgetfulness of Krishna? Ignorance. Avidya. So, how to come out from this ego? Come to our real constitutional position. Jivera Sarupai Krishna Nityadas. So, in order to cultivate humility, we have to come to a platform of spirit soul. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gabhihastini Sunichaiva Swapakecha Pandita Samadarshina. Equal vision. Equal vision is very, very important. That is spiritual vision. And who can have spiritual vision? Who understands that we are not this body, we are the spirit soul. But we are so much engrossed in the bodily concept of life. Very, very deeply rooted, this bodily concept of life. And I was giving a lecture, or I think 10 minutes talking that we are not this body. Okay. And after giving that lecture, I asked, how many of you are South Indian? Everybody raised hand because I was addressing to the South Indian audience. So it is very deeply rooted. Hearing again and again, still, Prabhuji, sambar acha lagta hai. There is nothing wrong to experience the taste of sambar, but I am telling that the deep rooted conviction of bodily concept of life is very difficult to give up. Very deep. So you have to hammer again and again, hammering. Unless you hear very attentively, very with eagerness, strong eagerness, that we want to come out from the bodily concept of life, is very, very difficult to do that. So therefore, coming out from the bodily platform of life is very important. That's why Prabhupada always says that we are not this body. Although it's very simple statement, but this is the foundational principle of a Vaishnava community. We are not this body, we are the spirit soul. And that is called spiritual vision. And when we see everybody as a spirit soul, then we can see everyone equally. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gabhihastini Sunichaiva Sapakecha Pandita Samadarshina. That is the beginning of our spiritual journey, to have equal vision. A Pandit, a person in knowledge, he sees everyone equally. And those who are in ignorance, they cannot see everyone equally, because they discriminate people based on their externals, based on their body. And in our devotee community, if we have that kind of vision of bodily concept, then we cannot expect a good Vaishnava community, because it is based on false ego. A good community can be built up based on the spiritual foundation, where everybody understands that I am not this body, I am the spirit soul, part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. So I'll end here because 9:30. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।